So I have a problem. I am addicted to buying smartphones. I buy them way too much, and I've bought them from almost every source imaginable. I've bought them from used ads on websites like Craigslist or the local listings. I've bought them from Swappa. I've bought them from eBay. I've bought them from direct retailers like Best Buy, B&H, like that. I've bought them from directly from manufacturers like Apple and Samsung. I've bought them from every place I can imagine. I've bought them from Amazon as well. So what was my kind of thinking is I really wasn't, whenever I'm looking for a smartphone, I look through a lot of options, but the one place I've never bought from, one type of seller I've never bought from, was Amazon Renewed. So that's basically Amazon's refurbished, selling used phones which they say are refreshed to you. So I was kind of skeptical. You know, I've never been that into buying refurbed phones because you never know what you're going to get, right? You could get something awesome. You could get something very subpar. Whenever I buy something that's used, I like to look at the exact product. I like to look at the exact photos of what I'm getting before I click my order. Now, the thing with buying used is there is no return policy, right? If you've bought it, you've bought it. Maybe the seller's nice and they'll give you a refund if you don't like it, but again, the shipping cost, all that comes back to you, so it's not a very easy affair. So if you bought something used, you're kind of 9 out of 10 times, that's it. You've bought it, you're not sending it back. But with Amazon, I was impressed. And how this actually even came to being is that I was doing research for the Galaxy S20 FE video, and while looking through Amazon for the S20s, I saw that there was a listing for the Samsung Galaxy S20, just the S20, which is the level up from the Galaxy S20 FE, that was listed at $650. And I was honestly impressed because that phone sells, even till date for new, $1,000 on Samsung's website. Of course, it's been discounted here and there, and I've seen it as low as $800, but still, $650 for a phone that's still technically the latest in its lineup and has been only around for a couple of months, about 8 months or so. $650, almost a 45% discount, sounds really good. So what I did was I looked into what exactly a renewed product was. This is what the listing looks like. It's pretty straightforward, right? It's like any other product page on Amazon, but the things that I noticed were that the phone won't, it's basically, they kind of mask it as renewed, but it's a used phone which they go through, inspect. They do assure you that you'll get a cable and a charger, but no, they don't assure if it's going to be original or not. Now, I thought, you know, why not try this out? Used phones, the used S20 market is around the same price, about $600 to $700. So for $650, you get Amazon's backing. So if something goes wrong, it's super easy to return, right? If you don't like it, if there's something that's damaged, no headaches. You put a return, Amazon takes it away for free. You wipe your hands of it, no issues. If you buy used, that's not the case. If something goes wrong, you're kind of screwed. So this was something that was interesting to me, and since I've never bought anything from an Amazon renewed source, I thought it would be an interesting thing to try out and show you guys exactly what you get when you buy used or renewed electronics from Amazon, just the experience, everything. So I ordered it, and it came in the mail today. So let's get right to opening it up and seeing what it actually comes as and what's inside the box. So this is what the package looks like when it comes in. I haven't done anything. The only thing I did was ripped off the shipping label, but this is what it comes in. So surprisingly enough, even though this is Amazon renewed, this actually didn't come through Amazon's own shipping service. I got it through FedEx. So let me cut this open and let's see what we get inside. Now, from the way it looks from the outside, I don't think it's the original Samsung box, which, I mean, I guess is okay. But let's see. Let's pull it out. Okay, there we go. We got some info on here about the thing. Okay, I'm going to have to blur that out because that has my address on it. But, yeah, just the info, the price, and all that wonderful stuff. Okay, so this is what it comes in. Smartphone device. Wow, what a box. All right. So this is what $650 worth of S20 gets you. All right, let's open this box up. So it does have, you know, the barcode and wonderful stuff up here. So pretty generic looking box. Okay, let's pull this out and see what it's like. So I've never done this before, you know, so this is my first time truly experiencing anything like this. Okay, upside down. So the phone, and then on the bottom there's a power brick and then a cable as well. So the phone comes in this beautiful bubble wrap, you know, highest quality only. Okay, let me put that off to the side for a second. This is not a original Samsung power brick. This is some cheapo Chinese stuff. Okay, same with the cable, definitely not original Samsung, cheapo Chinese stuff. We'll never use that. All right, let's get to the main part, which is the phone. Let me pull in, zoom in there. All right, so let's see what it's like. Okay, at least it comes double plastic wrapped. All right, the display definitely seems to be new, which gives me a little bit of a cause for concern because this means it might be a replaced display and no idea on what the condition would be like. All right, the back looks pretty much fantastic, brand new, shines just as well, so looks good. The top, sides, everything looks good. So, I mean, honestly, if you just gave me the phone, I very much would have believed that this might just be a used phone. I'm sorry, a brand new phone or a refurbished one. Okay, there is a little bit of damage. All right, I just spotted that. Let me zoom in there and show you guys. On the corner right there, a little bit of damage, which of course the camera won't do a good job of picking up. Okay, of course you're not. Let's see if I can, nope. There is a little bit of damage right here. It looks like it's scuffed up, and I will try to get you guys a better view of this with some B-roll or something. But yeah, that's definitely one area of damage. So there's that. There's a small scuff on the top right, but very barely noticeable. Otherwise, pretty good condition. No scratches on the camera lens, which is good. You know, for all I know, this back glass might have been replaced altogether, which is a very likely possibility being a renewed phone. So let's get rid of the plastic. Let's see if it powers on, if there's any charge. All right, there is charge, S20 FE, I'm sorry, S20 5G. Now, the thing is, you know, with these renewed phones, since you are buying it from Amazon, you do get their return policy. So, worst case, you know, okay, so this is a Sprint phone. That's good to know. So, I hope it's unlocked. Now, you never know, but hopefully it is.
Let's get started.
Okay, there we go. Okay, so, you know, display looks fine. It looks just like a Samsung display would. So what I'm going to do is, give me a second. I'm going to get all of this set up, and then I will see what it's like. And I will try to pop in a SIM card and see if this actually works or what's going on. But yeah, it seems for $650, you know, just if we imagine this is a used phone, not that bad. Like, I'm not very upset with the presentation and the final quality. Definitely just would have preferred if there was no scuffs, or at least I had an idea that there might be minor damage beforehand. But, you know, that is the risk you take buying stuff like this. So let me grab that SIM card, set this up, and then I'll show you guys and just test everything out to make sure what the final quality of a product is like if you buy Amazon renewed. Alright guys, so I have spent the last couple of minutes messing around with the phone, and first things first, I'm glad to report that the phone does work with my T-Mobile SIM card, so it is unlocked. It did say Sprint, but now after I popped the T-Mobile SIM in, it's automatically got everything T-Mobile. Even the startup boot up screen went from the Sprint one to the T-Mobile one, which is weird, but now I guess they are the same company now, but still, it's a weird thing to experience. Everything is working exactly as you'd expect. I tried out everything. I tried to make a call. I tried using 5G. All the wonderful stuff. It's working pretty much exactly like you'd expect a new phone to work. The cameras are great. They work just as you'd expect as well. All right, come on, there we go. All right, cameras are working just fine as well. So you guys can see cameras work good. Even the rear cameras, I tested those out. Those are pretty good as well. The 3x zoom, definitely very impressive. Even for being indoors, it's doing a really good job with the quality as far as I can see. Of course, you know, you've got your normal Samsung bloatware, but that's a whole other story. Hardware-wise, everything is great. The speakers work fantastic. The display is definitely the highlight of this phone, and definitely doesn't seem like the displays have any issue, even if it might have been replaced. It definitely is a good quality display, as you guys can see. You know, it's a fantastic, just overall experience. So this is, you know, one of Samsung's always high points is their displays. They've got the best quality panels on the market, and just like it clearly shows, there's no arguments there whatsoever. The thing is, though, I definitely will have to use it a little bit more to get to know what the battery life and all that is like. That's something I might update you later on if I have an issue. But if you guys don't hear any updates from me on that, just assume that the battery life has been pretty good for me on this. And just, overall, this is definitely a very great experience. I do think that I would have liked to see a little bit more focus on the chargers that you get out of the box. So you do get a third-party one, which is very low quality. Definitely not something I'd use. Like I even if I got that, like if I didn't have an extra one, I would probably buy another one because those feel and look very cheap. I would not want to risk using those. They might cause damage to the phone or might just be a fire risk all on their own. And that being said, this is a $650 phone from Amazon, so it is a renewed phone. But if you go for the used market, this is on Swappa, they kind of range around the same price. You can get them for a little bit cheaper, depending on the condition. Kind of the average sale price on one has been recently $590. The average listing sits at about $615, as you guys can see, but the average sale price is definitely at the 500 mark. I'm sorry, let me zoom out a little bit. So the average sale price is about $590. So I paid a little bit higher than $590, but of course $590 is more depending on what condition and everything. So this is definitely good condition in my opinion. The only real damage you have is that kind of scuffing at the bottom. Otherwise, the display doesn't have a single scratch on it. The back glass doesn't have a single scratch on it. No smudges. It looked fairly brand new when I opened up the box. So that's a fantastic thing. Another thing, the in-display fingerprint scanner, that works perfectly as well. I was a little bit concerned maybe that might be something that's not working, especially with a changed display. You never know what these things could be. So that's a positive thing to report as well. That does work exactly like you'd want it to. And hardware-wise, I really can't think of anything else. Buttons as well, same. Work very well, very tactile feel, no issues whatsoever. So overall, I'm definitely going to say that this experience is not bad at all. I would not be afraid to at least try out an Amazon renewed product based on this experience. Worst case, if you don't like it, the one thing with Amazon renewed is you can return it. You can just send it back if the quality is not there, and Amazon doesn't give you too much of a headache, which is always awesome. That's one of the advantages over buying a used one. If you buy a used one and the seller misrepresents their device, you can't do anything. There's not much you can do in terms of getting back, unless the seller is a good one and they're willing to take their phone back without a headache. You're good. But even in that situation, you do have to pay the shipping costs and all that. With this, sure, you're paying a little bit more extra, but if there is anything wrong with Amazon's, returns and everything, you can just kind of say goodbye to it and not have to worry about it. Everything is kind of sorted and good to go on that end. So definitely go check it out. If you are looking for a product, I'd say at least it's definitely worth the risk, mainly because Amazon makes the returns painless. If there is an issue, you can get it. So there's definitely no major issues with the hardware itself. Sure, the accessories really don't have too much expectations for those, but the main device itself, I am impressed with. Not bad at all. Now, sure, it would have been amazing if there wasn't that little scuff at the bottom, but at this point, you can be as nitpicky as you want, and at that point, might as well just buy a new phone if you're going to be that nitpicky. And if you're not, great. You get a $1,000 phone that's still selling for $1,000 on Samsung's website for $650, less than 8 months after it's come out. So that's definitely a positive thing. So let me know what you guys think about the Amazon renewed experience down in the comments below, and let me know if you've tried it before, or if you're thinking about trying it. I haven't seen too many people do videos on this, so it was just something I was interested in, because when I was doing research for my video, I was like, hey, I keep seeing these Amazon renewed phones. Are they any good? And from what I can see, yeah, they're pretty good, and they're priced very fairly too. Unlike some other refurbished sites I've seen where the prices are just a little bit too high to make sense, these prices are pretty fair in my opinion, and kind of in line with the used market. So that's it for this one, guys. Let me know what you guys think, of course, down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I will be comparing this in a few aspects to the S20 FE, which is, I think, a very cool comparison to be making. And also, if you have any questions about the experience, feel free to ask me down in the comments below. And be sure to follow me on social media for all updates. So if I do have any issues with this phone or have anything to complain about, I'll be doing it over there. All the handles on the screen right here, and of course down in the description as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.